2016 is a new year, but for thousands of local children living in poverty, a calendar change did not change their lives.
Willie Grimes wondered back in 1964 if his life would change. Could he escape childhood poverty, Cincinnati's crisis?
Local 12's Joe Webb spoke to Willie and to one of his childhood neighbors. Two very different stories.
This poverty is here in Cincinnati, in our town.
A 1964 documentary on poverty in Cincinnati featured a class at Sands Elementary and an essay on growing up in poverty. Third grader Willie Grimes wrote the essay. His teacher Sandra Lewis read it aloud.
Our neighborhood is the West End. Some people call our neighborhood a slum.
The 8-year-old described a tough, dirty neighborhood, but the essay was tinged with hope.
If Willie Grimes can only keep believing he's not a slum person, he never will be. And someday, he'll put poverty behind him.
It did impact me.
More than 50 years later, William Grimes has put poverty behind him. He's living comfortably in St. Bernard. He had not seen the documentary since it first aired.
It's just kind of mind-blowing, really, to be honest. And to realize that I was that aware of things back then, it's kind of surprising to me now,
At the time of the documentary, William Grimes was sharing a subsidized apartment with 7 family members. They barely got by, but William Grimes got out. He graduated high school, served 8 years in the Army, got married, started a family, and got a job. His 3 sons never knew the poverty he did.
It's all about you and your determination to make your life better. If you don't want to do that, then you can't make the excuse of being a product of your environment, because that's a choice. You choose that. And I refuse to choose that.
His youngest son, Austin, is in college in Florida on a basketball scholarship. We talked with him when he was home for Christmas.
I would give my dad the applause, because he actually did turn everything around as far as us from not being poor and to having actually something that could help us out as far as a platform and a stepping ground as far as growing up.
William Grimes is a success story in breaking the cycle of poverty. He got out of here and made a better life for himself and his children. But obviously, not everyone did. In 1964, just 3 doors down from the Grimes family, Florence Martin was raising 5 children in her subsidized apartment. Her daughter, Rolanda, still lives in that same apartment. She grew up here, raised a daughter here who is now 28 and still lives with her. And she still dreams of moving out.
Yeah, I do. Yeah. I probably try to do that, one day when we get a little bit better.
Rolanda says chronic depression has kept her from working. Her daughter is also unemployed.
I really thought I was going to have a lot of, get a better education than I got. I thought I was going to get something like that. I thought I was going to do more, when I was littler.
Many cannot break the cycle, and 51 years after the documentary, Cincinnati children are still among the nation's poorest. The war on poverty is still being waged, with some fighting their way out and others surrendering to it. In the West End, Joe Webb, Local 12 News.